Welcome to Sandwich Reviews. I'm the Talking Sentient Sandwich, and if I could point my finger to one animated show that got me hooked to the idea of children's cartoons with hidden layers and depth, the obvious one is Adventure Time. And out of everything that I'm about to mention, that's the only show that I actually watched as a kid. I guess I was too busy with Batman the Animated Series or its countless spin-offs. But thankfully, in the years since, I've opened myself up to the idea that a bunch of other animated kid shows can be just as good or better than some of the more mature content. And of all of those, Gravity Falls would undeniably be my favorite. It's what got me to watch all of the other animated kid shows and give them a chance. And I'll be honest, I really wasn't about to give any of them an ounce of my time. But after more than a few recommendations, I turned on Gravity Falls and proceeded to binge the whole show in about a week. And I loved it so much, I then searched for any and all side content that had been released. From the shorts, to books, to MatPat's film theory, I just needed more. So after binging it again, I then looked up the creators and filmmakers behind Gravity Falls and began getting lower into the kids' animated show iceberg, because I had only just discovered the peak. And because I needed more of that amazing animated fix and trusted these creatives, I've gone on to watch plenty of other phenomenal animated shows, like The Owl House, Steven Universe, Kipo, Hilda, Infinity Train, and so many more. However, there is one that stuck out so much that I have added it to my seminal list of October rewatches, along with the most recent Batman, The Thing, and rereading The Long Halloween. I would have gotten this review and retrospective out in October as I was rewatching it, but I was busy. But fortunately for me, this show's 10-year anniversary just passed, so I figured now was the perfect time to talk about it. And I'll get into the spooky reasons why I've chosen to rewatch this show for the past 6 years now, but it just feels like a necessary inclusion and perfectly slots into the fall mood, fitting the sometimes saturated, sometimes cloudy and moody atmosphere that envelops those seasons. It's also a mini-series, meaning it's incredibly short, containing only 10 episodes that are 10 minutes each. You could easily binge it in a day, and I often do, even though I try to space it out so that I can watch it over the course of the whole month. Yet it's always around episode 5 when I begin to truly get reinvested into the story and characters, and I can't help but binge the rest. Now, I did mention Gravity Falls and Adventure Time earlier, and if I'm being honest, those do have a deeper impact on me, but that doesn't take away from how unquestionably masterful Over the Garden Wall is, and how much better it gets every year that I curl up on the couch to watch it. And what made me instantly fall in love was the music. You can tell that so much effort and care was poured into the songs and background melody, and it has that timeless aesthetic that just makes me nostalgic. And the animation itself is somewhat similar to Pendleton Ward's other shows, except it's less rubber hose animation and more real-life weight and physics, yet still with fantastical elements frequently put in, and a flow that can be described only as natural, which can be attributed to a bigger budget on a smaller project, or just more focus on those detailed movements. But no matter how it ended up being, I just love the look and feel of this show. And it's not just the characters front and center that have exquisite illustrations. The background canvases and buildings that can sometimes be seen for only seconds depict painstaking detail and beauty that just isn't seen in your average Saturday morning cartoon. And this may not actually be a Saturday morning cartoon, it is a mini-series after all, but compared to all the rest, Over the Garden Wall stands out because of the maturity and horror that it portrays. If you look at it, it is a kid's cartoon that aired on Cartoon Network, but frankly, this should not be seen by a child. Even a medium-sized kid will get nightmares from this, which I find awesome. I loved every moment in Gravity Falls where they were allowed to lean into the horrific, and the same is true for Over the Garden Wall, except rather than just a few that are scary, it's every episode that is terrifying. If a child has the balls to sit down and watch Over the Garden Wall, good for them, but I don't recommend it. That being said, it's never that bad, and before long, you'll catch on that every episode will reveal that the danger everyone was in wasn't as immediate or terrifying as we were originally led to believe, almost as if the show has something to say about judging a book by its cover, I don't know. But my goodness, this show just does not hold back. From the pumpkin cult to the unsettling highwayman to Auntie Whispers, all the way to the beast that haunts the woods over the garden wall. Everything in it is designed to get under your skin in the most PG way possible. Yet it's not like scary sequences is all that this show has to give. There is plenty of character work done with Ward, Greg, and Beatrice. And it's a short show, but I dare you not to care deeply about at least one of them. For me, at the end, when Wart is trying to get Greg free from the Edelwood, I get a little teary-eyed without fail. And then the show gets me to chuckle with Greg coughing out some leaves and saying not to worry because he'd been snacking on them. I always know something special when it's able to get me to laugh and cry within the span of 30 seconds. That takes some good writing. And it's just banger after banger moments in the last episode because we finally see the beast in light, if only for a few frames, and the show truly steps into horror. We'd seen creepy faces in trees before then, and if you understand how those got there, it's even worse, but nothing amounts to that one image of the beast that I will never forget. But also, I think it's just the build-up that makes that scary, because if you look at a still image of him, it's not so bad. Yet after around an hour and a half of wondering what in the hell this guy actually looked like, finally getting a glimpse of that, and keeping that glimpse so short is what cements this show as a must in your list of things to watch in October or fall in general. And that right there is the takeaway that I get with every year's rewatch. There's plenty of themes that you can dive into, with it maybe being a retelling of Dante's Inferno, but to me, Over the Garden Wall is short, sweet, and unsettlingly nostalgic, because it doesn't overstay its welcome and pours every bit of effort into that one brief season we have. If you haven't seen it or somehow haven't even heard about it, please go watch this. It's such an easy show to just quickly digest and is a guaranteed entertaining time. And if you haven't really given any animated kid show a fair chance and for some reason you still clicked on this video, give them a shot. We all know that Avatar: The Last Airbender is just as mature as any other adult drama, so why not check out Gravity Falls or Over the Garden Wall while you're at it? And I know I'm breaking off from the comic book and sometimes horror movie route that I've got, and I'm always kind of screwing my hopes of getting into the algorithm, or whatever deity controls YouTube. But hey, I love this show, and I just wanted an excuse to talk about it. For my garden wall heads out there, what's your favorite episode? It's a tough choice, but if I had to pick, it would probably be the one with Auntie Whispers. There's just some truly unsettling stuff in there. But drop a comment and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for weekly video essays and reviews, and enjoy a delicious sandwich.